Record. Hi students, this is Fitchhorn and we are working on our package design project, and you should have already done step one, which was I showed you in your project asset folder in our slides for this week. I gave you access to the package design folder in my drive in which you are supposed to upload a template. If you want to create your own AI file and create your own template, that's fine. Just make sure that you have it on a separate layer from all your other design work. I would try an 11 by 17 artboard, and you have to use your shape tools and your dashed edges to show folds and cuts, and it has to be mathematically correct, and it should be to where you can actually assemble it, and I will have to test it out, so just clear that with me individually. But you guys know how to color individual areas and copy and paste, but I'm going to show you guys how to find patterns and make your own pattern. So let's say you've selected this, and instead of doing a fill up here, the workspace that I'm in, by the way, in case you're wondering, is I always work in the typography workspace. As you can see, it's right here. Make sure your toolbars are set to advanced. But right here up in this part of your dashboard, there's a little part in your Swatch Libraries menu. And if you look, you can go ahead and see metals, nature, patterns, basic graphics such as dots, lines, textures, decoratives. Don't use the Vonster patterns. They're so 1990s, which might be cool to you guys, but believe me, in graphic design, it's so old. There's animal skin, there's foliage. Let's go ahead and look at some of these just so you know what you're up against. So if I click this pattern, notice it fills it with whatever pattern I choose, and I can go back. Let's see what other patterns. These are those ugly Vonster ones that I was telling you about that are so outdated that if you use any of these, people are going to be like, what, did you just learn Adobe yesterday? Like, you're going to be noted as an amateur. I need you guys to make your own patterns. I just need you to see what a Vonster pattern is. There's also decorative legacy patterns, which have some basics, but again, that's it. They're basic, they're mid. If you guys need basic textures in here, there's like graphics and textures. What else do we have? We have lines. There's grids. Ooh, I kind of like that grid look. That's like so 1980s. There's stripes if you've got something, stripes if you guys need dots. There's dots. So you guys, there's all that. But let's say that you want your own pattern. So I'm going to show you guys how to make your own patterns. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up the window called Pattern Options, and you're going to kind of leave it over here for a second. But when you are, I'm on the template layer, so I probably shouldn't work on the template layer, and I'm just going to Command C, Shift Command V onto another layer, so that way I don't delete the original one. All right. So, and then I'm going to lock the original layer. Okay, so here we go. You can see I've got my working pattern, and I'm just going to go ahead just to show you how to make a pattern, explain to you what you need to do. So first of all, you need to make some kind of a pattern. Let's say that you're making stars. So I'm going to make a pattern of stars, and I'm going to go ahead and color them all kinds of crazy colors, right? So I'm making a little pattern, and it should be able to fit in a square, whatever you do. Okay, and I'm making this quick and fast, so excuse me if it's not accurate, but I'm making a quick one. And then I'm going to color things different colors. Maybe I'll have some fluorescent green in some of the pattern, right? And you can make whatever pattern you want. You can use lines, you can use shapes, you can use whatever you want. And then let's go ahead and say, let me make some turquoise stars. So I'm trying to make a pattern here, just so you know what I'm doing. All right, so let's say that this is my pattern. It's very rudimentary, but whatever pattern that you make, you can go ahead and have it here, and it has to fit into like a square. Okay, so I'm going to select over all of them, and that looks like it's basically a square. In your windows, make sure that you have your swatches open as well too. And you're going to see what I'm about to do. I'm going to left click and drag all these into my swatches. Notice that my cursor has a green plus sign. Now that I've done that, I have a pattern of my own in here, and you can name it even. But check this out. So now that I click on this, I'm going to single click on this, and then I'm going to go over here and choose out of my swatches, and look at this. It fills with the pattern, but then if you want to change the way the pattern, and you could see what's wrong with your pattern when you start filling with it. So watch this. What this pattern option window is for is, let's say I double click and I want to change the swatch. If you double click this preview right here, it's asking you to name it. So I can name this stars, right? I can go ahead and I can change it from a grid to a brick by the row. I can try bricking it by column. I can try hexing it by column. I can make the size bigger. Watch this. I made it 4 inches, and then I'm going to link it so that way it's maybe 4 by 4. Let's see. Oh, it makes it like a tighter pattern, right? Whoa, look at what it did there. All right, so you got to experiment with it. Size tile to art, move tile with art. You can change your horizontal spacing, your vertical spacing, your overlap, how many copies you want, right? Wow, dim copies to 50% or show them at 100%, whatever. But now that I just showed you guys how to make patterns and add them to the swatches. So again, I have my swatches window open from my windows. I have layers up here. All right, and then to type, you just use your text tool. Remember to turn your type in the direction that the fold is on the box if you're unsure what direction that is. I can print out a bunch of these templates for you to cut and tape for manipulatives so you understand what you're doing. And then your next tutorial after this will be how to cut out patterns from off the internet and put them, they're called clipping masks. I'm going to teach you how to use a clipping mask for some of your background options in case you want a wooden box or a cork box. All right, that's the next tutorial. See you there.